someone spotted what could be the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide in the wild. You see that blurry looking fat block? That's probably it. These images are from DCInside.com. New phones always require real-world testing, so many times companies try to hide phones with chunky cases to obscure things. The photographer says they saw the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide at a restaurant and used a 20x zoom. Now that definitely explains the blurriness. Now let's zoom into the block. It definitely looks like there are two pieces with one on top of another. This is either a perfectly sized battery case or the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide. The shape is consistent with the Z Fold Wide too. Moving on to the second image, the device is in hand and we can see its back. Now it really looks like the Wide. It's short and broad with a big seam at the top. That sure looks like a foldable phone. The camera bump also screams Samsung with its pill shape and stacked lenses. Oh, quick note, apparently the Z Fold 8 Wide is going to be called the Z Fold 8. The other one, the tall boy, is going to be called the Fold 8 Ultra. For clarity, I'm sticking with Wide because it's a lot less confusing. Back to the photos. How reliable is this source? I can't say. OpenAI and Google Gemini said the images do not have any watermarks to indicate they are AI, but warned that it is not possible to definitively determine if they were generated using other AI tools. Claude thought, yep, that's a real picture. So what do I think? I think these are the real deal. The timing makes sense. Plus, if you're going to test a device, a restaurant is a pretty good place to do it, considering how many wireless devices are around. Okay, so those images may be the Wide. Otherwise, dude's carrying a really interesting phone. But there's more. Amazon UK has a listing for a transparent case for the Z Fold Wide. The listing shows the case and the phone very clearly. Case makers frequently get phone specs ahead of time so they can have cases ready for launch. So far, this image backs up everything we've heard. Credit to Reddit user Yes It's Vlad Time for posting this on the Galaxy Fold subreddit. As a reminder, the Z Fold 8 Wide's outer screen is reported to be 5.4 inches. Its inner screen would be 7.6 inches and in a 4:3 ratio. That's the same ratio as some iPads and the rumored iPhone Fold. Oh, and there's news about that thing too. Check out One More Thing on CNET's YouTube channel for more about the foldable iPhone. The 4:3 ratio is really important. If you try to watch a movie on the current Galaxy Z Fold, there are huge black bars above and below the video, which looks like a lot of wasted screen space. In my experience living with Fold 7, the big bars make me wonder if it's worth carrying such a device. The smaller Z Fold Wide's aspect ratio would show smaller black bars. The video may not be physically larger, but psychologically, I think this is going to make a big difference. Moving on, the Z Fold Wide's rear would have just 2 cameras instead of the usual 3. It's hard to tell how many cameras there are in the latest images, but the Amazon images show the camera duo clear as day. I don't know the maker of the case, Hula, but it seems to sell a lot of different cases with more than 10 pages of Amazon listings. The ever-reliable Ice Universe posted video of a dummy unit, which gives us a better idea of how it would be in a hand. Again, this backs up everything we've heard so far. They also posted an image of what looks like an internal Samsung document with display specs. We should be looking at sharp screens. The Z Fold 8 Wide's cover screen would have 432 pixels per square inch, while the inner screen has 403 pixels per square inch. The slide says that the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide has the highest pixel density among Samsung's foldable lineup on both cover and main displays. The Wide's inner display should be a, quote, noticeable improvement in sharpness. In another post, Ice Universe said the crease control on the Z Fold 8 series is just as impressive as that of the Oppo Find N6. Now, PCMag's mobile chief, Eric Zeman, tried out the Find N6 in person and said, I've examined the phone from every angle, and the crease, while still there, is nearly impossible to see or feel. It is the slightest, least visible crease of any foldable I've used. Now, Eric's been in the business for a long time, so if he says that you should believe that the N6's crease or lack thereof is amazing, it is. Every time I open up my Z Fold 7, people ask me about the crease. When they are off angle, they clearly see the division down the middle of the screen. I get asked, doesn't that bother you? When you use the phone's inner screen head on, the ripple basically disappears. However, the ripple is easily felt by fingers and can sometimes be an issue when navigating apps. If Samsung has solved this problem with a virtually creaseless design, I think the 8 series is going to be a much bigger deal than the previous generations. What's it weigh? I'm glad you asked. Ice Universe says the Z Fold 8 Wide will weigh just 201 grams or 7.09 ounces. For comparison, the current Z Fold 7 is 215 grams or 7.58 ounces. The post says, quote, "It doesn't merely feel light, it feels unusually light, almost as if the weight has been diluted across the device. In hand, there's even a subtle sense of weightlessness." The post continues saying that the Z Fold 8 Wide feels almost unreal. As for the cameras, Ice says that the Wide has a new 50 megapixel sensor that can shoot at 24 megapixels natively. I really hope telephoto shots are better than the 7 series. Shots at 1x look great, but zooming in can create a blurry mess. I don't like that. No sir. Battery details are also bubbling up. The Wide could have a 4800 milliamp hour battery, which is large, that charges at 45 watts. This should mean really quick charging. Now let's talk about the non-Wide Fold. The 8 Ultra is expected to weigh the same as the Galaxy Z Fold 7, but it would have a 5000 milliamp hour battery, which is an improvement on the 7's 4400 milliamp hour battery. Additionally, the 8 Ultra will also charge at up to 45 watts. That's so much better than the 7, which charged at up to 25 watts. Otherwise, the 8 Ultra is nearly identical to the Z Fold 7. Now, I don't know if that deserves an Ultra suffix. When I hear Ultra, I'm thinking a performance beast with tons of storage and RAM. I don't have those specs, so I can't speak to that. Also, the Ultra tag has me worried about pricing. The Z Fold 7 starts at $1,999.99, though it can be found for less online. I would expect the Wide to be the same price as the 7, while Ultra phone gets a larger price tag. The Z Fold 8 Ultra name is all but confirmed at this point. A Bluetooth certification listed a device called the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra. I was really geared up for these phones. Why was? I have seen nothing that says the 8 series will support the S Pen. On the contrary, Ice Universe said the Z Fold 8 series does not support the S Pen. For the love of Pete, Samsung, I hope Ice Universe is wrong on this one. I've asked Samsung about this before. The Fold 7 is the first to get rid of S Pen compatibility. I asked any chance of S Pen support on the next foldables. The person told me when we remove things from devices, it's rare that we bring them back. Dash my dreams, why don't you? Sheesh. Why didn't I say burst my bubble instead of dashing my dream? Bubble!